Good morning. I stopped for a break. I'm probably about 5.5 miles outside of Silver City, where I have been for the last 4.5 days. So after decades of backpacking, I finally killed my feet. I got an infection in both big toes, which I talk a little bit more about in the video prior. Anyway, I'm gonna try and do a very slow 15 to 20 miles today. I'm taking it really easy on my feet. I was supposed to stop, according to the doctor, until the redness went away. I'm on a couple different antibiotics, but that could be a month at this rate. So I'm just going to continue taking my antibiotics, applying the antibiotic cream, and walk slowly. Anyway, I'm going to come up to an intersection soon and have a choice between the Gila and the Black Range. The Black Range is the quote-unquote official CDT, and I've done the Gila route, so I'm going to try the Black Range this time. Cricket and I cached some water there a couple weeks ago. There's still going to be some big water carries, but I'm looking forward to doing some new miles. Backpacking I haven't done before, and features I haven't seen before. It's going to take probably about 10 days because I'm going a little slow, and I've got a food cache about halfway at Winston. The biggest concerns for this section are probably water, really. The toes, I'm keeping an eye on those, but really I need to pay attention to my water. So 10 days in, Black Range on the Continental Divide Trail. I'm going to bring you along. Thanks. Have a good day. Oh, and I carried so much water up here. Oh, ooh, look at that. There used to be sodas. I think they're all gone. Thank you, Trail Angels. There is Silver City. I am getting up among the pines. It's always nice to get back into the mountains. Some of these gates are tough. This one's not so bad. They just make them out of whatever wood's laying around. Stop for a little break under the shade tree. Probably 12:30. It's done about 9 miles. Seen one other hiker going the opposite way. His name was Slasher. Kind of a little unsettling, kind of like cows staring at you in the morning. But seemed like a nice enough guy. Probably wouldn't choose the name Slasher on trail if it was me, but hey, it fit him. I think it stood for seriously long ass section hiker. I think that's right. Anyway, he's done some sections of the Black Range, so it was nice to talk to him and get some intel on what's coming up. Anyway, it's a hot day. I'm moving slow, so I gotta get going. Talk to you later. There's a nice cairn coming up. They've done some good work on this piece of trail. Not a lot of people do it. Most people take the Walnut Grove route coming out of town, but it's still a nice piece of trail. This is the gateway to the Black Range. That's how many other people we see on this stretch of trail, which is about 210 miles. Here we go. It is a little windy tonight, or supposed to be. So I hunkered down a little bit. Set the tarp a little bit lower, except for the front, where I can set up. Good morning. Today is day 15, and it is warming up. Hope to do about 20 miles today. Although I met someone yesterday who told me I cannot. But I'll give it my best shot. Have a water cache in about a mile and a half. It's one of the ones Cricket and I put out. Hopefully it's still there. And then today's a lot of little ups and downs. I'm mostly in pine forest. And today's hiking should be fairly easy. I think it gets a little tougher tomorrow as I start to approach the burn area. A lot of brambles and stickers. But anyway, have a good day and I'll talk to you later. There she goes. It's a turkey. It's a turkey. Here is the first cache. There's a little smoke on the horizon. So if it gets contained pretty quick. And over here, you know what this region's famous for, mining. Good morning. It's another beautiful day. I have some decisions to make this morning. I've got a cache in about 3.5 miles to the campground. It's a kind of primitive campground, so I don't think there's any services and probably not many people. But after that, I have Sapilla Creek in 6 miles. And everything's been dry so far. No troughs, no tanks, no natural water sources. Everything's dried up, probably because I'm starting about 4 days later than I anticipated coming through here, which still probably would have been a little late. Anyway, so I'm gonna hike 6 miles after my cache to Sapilla Creek. If Sapilla Creek's dried up, then I'm probably gonna have to turn around and come back and figure out how to hitch around to Winston, because yesterday I carried about 6 liters of water, and it tore my feet up. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you carry too much water, you can't make the miles you need to get to the next water. If you don't carry enough water, well, you know the answer to that. So anyway, I'm going to get to Sapilla Creek, see how it looks, and hope the next water source, which is in another, I think about 26 miles after Sapilla Creek, is not dried up. Anyway, I'll give you an update later. Have a good day. This looks like a pretty recent fire. Not a big one. Looks like they jumped on it pretty quick. This is one of the CDT markers. They attach them so that it basically shows you which direction. You'll see that the T is pointing towards the right. And if you look down here, you'll see the cairn, and then the trail continues on down that way. They do a pretty good job with this. If you just watch the direction of the markers, you get a good idea of the direction of the trail. That is the best kind of pit toilet. Clean and neat, and it even had toilet paper. Look at that. Sapilla Creek has water. Oh, first natural water source in Silver City. I'm in a gap tonight. It's really windy and it's going to be cold. So I got the tarp low and tight with the back to the wind. It's doing a really good job of blocking the wind, and I'm just laying across the front of it. Anyway, just showing my tarp layout. Good morning. It's a little cold this morning. I'm at about 8,500 feet. Got to climb up to about 8,700 feet and then I start dropping back down. Last night was windy and chilly, but I stayed warm in the tarp with the quilt. I have about 15 miles to the next water source, which is kind of questionable, and I have about 2 liters of water. So that's easily enough to get me to 15 miles, but hopefully there's water there. It's a beautiful day, just as always. You can see there's the sun, blue skies, and it's going to be a good day. Anyway, I'll catch up with you later. So I'm now in what will probably be the most remote part of the CDT. Definitely one of the most remote parts of New Mexico, which is the Gila Wilderness. There's a good trail. You can see the trail work was done probably, I don't know, 10 years ago, but there's been several fires since then. You can see the black wood. So in places the trail's kind of washed out. Someone came through and built good cairns, but you still have to be careful. It's pretty easy to lose the trail in places. Beautiful views. Pretty easy climbing. They've got nice switchbacks. Anyway, onward. Sometimes where the trail is a little sketchy, it looks like someone's come through, put up these cans, which are nice to have. Because there are times where you can't really see the trail. These are very helpful. So that sign back there that said new CDT, I think someone came through about 10 years ago, and I'm being a little facetious here, said let's put a new trail here. But then they never had time to come back and actually put in the trail. So right now I'm just kind of, oh wait, that looks like a little bit of trail over there. So right now I'm just kind of following the wash down, which on the map shows a creek, but on the far out app shows nothing. So every day's an adventure. We'll see what's down here. Yep, it's been a while since any trail work was done here. And the trick is choosing which side of this wash, aka creek, the trail was supposed to be on. Just kind of sticking to that side. Till now it's been on the right, but it looks like maybe it heads to the left. Still got another least another 2 miles to go to get out of this. It's tough. Definitely water around here. There they go. Wish I could climb like that. Oh. And here we go. Every once in a while, in the middle of nowhere, next to a very faint path, you'll find something with no explanation. So at this point, I had reached Black Canyon Creek, and the trail was going to become even less passable for people who only had shorts. Moral of the story, wear pants when doing this kind of hiking. So I hiked 4 miles out Black Canyon Creek to a dirt road, North Star Mesa Road. And I was just going to walk around that section to Highway 59, pick up my food cache, and get back on the trail. Good morning. It's another beautiful chilly day, and I am on the best maintained dirt road that has not had a single car on it since 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, including last night. I know that because I slept in my tarp under the trees. You couldn't see me from the road, but I could hear the road. I've got about 12 to 15 miles down to the Beaverhead Ranger Station, I think, because I can't get Guy at a route. It's just shooting line of sight. Anyways, probably between 12 and 15. And then I've got another 15 to 16 miles up to the Winston Trailhead on 59, where my food cache is. I get my food there, and I'll continue the next 4 days to Reserve, New Mexico. I'll go into town and resupply and clean up a little bit. It's been a pretty long section. It's been a beautiful section, though. It's been probably some of the most remote hiking I've done in a long time. I haven't seen another hiker in 3 days. So I'm going to put this camera up because my hands are freezing, and I'll catch up with you later. So this is going to be my next water source. You got a little tiny creek there that's been tromped all over. Back behind it are what look like a herd of white-tailed deer. Guess we'll find out in a minute. And what used to be a lake. Thankfully, I don't have to use either the dried up lake or the cow-trampled creek over there, because Mike, the first person I've seen on this road since 3 o'clock yesterday, pulled up and gave me a liter of water and a turkey sandwich. He is from California. He and his buddy who played for the Reds are out here building a cabin in New Mexico. Super nice guy. Super glad that he gave me some water that was clean. Anyway, let's go see if those are a herd of whitetail up there in the field. There's the mules. Waiting for me to leave. So there was good water here. According to Mike, this is the headwaters of the East Gila. Beaverhead Work Center. Oh, my maps said it was about 5.5 miles. This sign said it's 8, which is where I'll get on 59, which is another 15 to 20 miles straight uphill. Whew. Anyway, beautiful day for a walk.